Hello and welcome to another edition of NHIS in a week. Coming up, NHIS signs 5-year $6.7 million partnership with USAID. NHIA registers staff of TUC. And the NHIA Tano South District Office in Bechem embarks on a sensitization drive dubbed My NHIS App Clinic. Now to our first story. The National Health Insurance Scheme has signed a $6.7 million performance partnership deal with the USAID. The money will fund activities to improve its performance and ensure quality of health services in the country, according to the US Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Virginia Palmer. The Chief Executive Officer of the National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, together with the US Ambassador to Ghana, launched the new 5-year partnership. He said the NHIA-US government partnership is aimed at improving the NHIS capacity to digitalize all its information system.
Not just be interested in paying money to hospitals, we must be very much interested in what comes out of the hospitals for Ghanaians. And in fact, it's a healthy cycle. If what comes out is very good, of high quality, then people are empowered or encouraged to keep on renewing with the scheme.
Have you ever pen? I have one. Great. Okay. In fact, we should maybe all be doing these simultaneously.
Yeah.
Honorable.
Okay.
Can you look at it? Oh. We were saying that the chief executive is surrounded by a bunch of strong women.
Ambassador Palmer said the US government funding will support the digitization of NHIA processes, make available the scheme's performance data for dissemination to all stakeholders, and will ensure the health services delivery is safe and effective.
To help where we can. So it really is a pleasure to be here. And we're signing a partnership agreement, which, as you mentioned, Chief Executive, is not the first one, but the second one. And as you also mentioned, it's been a long time coming because we've had to work through the COVID pandemic. But I think it's given us an opportunity to respond in that partnership agreement to some of the sort of new realities on the ground.
Moving on, the staff of the Trade Union Congress are the latest to benefit from the ongoing corporate registration and sensitization exercise organized by the Marketing and Client Services Units of the Corporate Affairs Directorate of the Authority in collaboration with district offices. The exercise, which is targeted at all corporate institutions, will not only register staff onto the scheme, but educate them on their rights and responsibilities as members, as well as the benefits of the new app called My NHIS. So far, the Ministry of Health, National Security, Interplus, Ghana, and a few other companies have all benefited from this exercise. The staff were grateful to the NHIA for the opportunity to learn about the scheme and for conveniently registering them onto the scheme.
So I noticed you were done with your registration. What's your feedback after the registration or renewal?
Okay, so the feedback is very positive, I would say, because it was a very fast process for me. Within 5 minutes, everything was done. So I'm happy about it, and I would really recommend to other corporate bodies as well. So keep up the good work and go to every corporate body you can think of. Okay, so the other positive thing too is that the linkage of the NHIS card to the Ghana card was done with ease, easily, and then with speed as well. So in the absence of the Ghana card, the NHIS card is there for me to follow. So kudos.
The Deputy Secretary General of the TUC, Mr. Joshua Ansah, also thanked the authority for the opportunity given to his staff.
I think that if I started this from the beginning, many more Ghanaians will have been registered for now and benefited from your immense contribution to the economic development of this very country. But nonetheless, your being here has actually added a very big impetus into your activities. And I say kudos to whoever built that idea. If you bring services to the doorsteps of workers, especially workers who don't have the time, somebody comes here Monday through Friday, he leaves home around 4:35 and gets home around 8. He has no time to attend to some of these things. So you're coming here, I'll say it's an appreciation of your activities. The leadership comments you more. And we want to ask that you do more of this to other corporate bodies whom we think they have all the same problems with us.
So basically, as the Corporate Affairs Directorate of the NHIA, our core mandate it is to fortify the relationship between our internal and our external stakeholders. So part of the work that we do here is to oversee a wide range of publicity activities. And we do this to make sure that our stakeholders, both internal and external, understand the policies that management puts forth, to accept it, and also to trust the scheme. We do this because we want to continue to build confidence in the NHIS and to increase our active membership and enrollment onto the scheme. Over the years, we realized that our membership has been growing quite steadily. However, researches that are conducted as well indicates that a majority of our members find it difficult to reach us. One, to enroll, and two, for those who have even enrolled on the schemes before, to actually renew their membership. So we at the Corporate Affairs Directorate charged with the mandates to, as it were, increase awareness and to market the scheme, to Ghanaians. Decided that we'll take it upon ourselves to this time around target corporate institutions. Corporate institutions, because we know that our colleagues out there do not have the time to leave their workplaces, their busy schedules, to go and queue up in NHIA offices or NHIS offices across the country to either enroll or to renew their membership. So apart from the fact that we now have a new app which was launched in December last year called My NHIS app, which is available on Google and Android, which makes it easy for anybody at all to enroll with the Ghana card onto the scheme and with the ability to do it for even third parties. We're still early days in creating awareness for that product. We're going to go quite heavy on that so that Ghanaians across the length and breadth of Ghana would get to know about the NHIS app and will be able to enroll themselves in third parties. However, we're trying to work very closely with our Membership and Regional Operations Directorate to take the services of NHI to the doorsteps of corporate organizations. So this year, we have taken upon ourselves to make sure that at least we begin with corporate organizations that are within the enclave of Ridge area, which is where our head office is, to make sure that we can enroll staff onto the scheme and to help those who need our assistance for renewals, and most importantly to educate members on their rights, their responsibilities, the benefits that they seek to derive as being members on the scheme. So we started this initiative in January, and I must say that so far we've been quite successful in enrolling the national security onto the scheme, staff from national security onto the scheme. We've actually also enrolled Ghana Broadcasting Corporation staff onto the scheme. We have a few lined up. We were at MTN not so long ago to enroll staff of MTN onto the scheme, and we were just completing TUC. Now TUC is a very large organization because under it are so many unions which represent over thousands and thousands of Ghanaians. So we thought that by connecting with TUC, we'll be able to, one, register the staff at the head office, which is just around the corner from here, and two, link up with the heads of the various unions to make sure that we can group them in their numbers, their thousands, and take the services to their doorstep to make sure that we can onboard all of this. At the end of 2022, last year, NHI's membership hit an all-record high of about 17.2 million active members, which represented about 55% of Ghana's population. This year, I know the target for the whole authority is for us to be able to enroll at least 19 million people. So we are moving active membership from 55 to about 60% of Ghanaians to be onto the scheme. So we need to deploy all our arsenals to make sure that we can reach everybody who has not yet been on the scheme, or to revive membership of those who have been before but have not found the time to renew their membership. And so, as I said, our target and our plan for us is to begin with organizations around this bridge enclave, and then connect with other corporates in Ghana to make sure that every resident in Ghana really is on the scheme. By law, every employer, every organization really must make sure that their staff are members on the scheme. And so there are even penal charges for organizations that do not take the efforts to make sure that their schemes are registered onto the scheme. What we are saying is that even if you have a private health insurance, which by default NHI also regulates that, it is good. However, the law states that before your employees enroll onto the private health insurance schemes, they must first belong to the NHI scheme. Again, we're working with private health insurance schemes to make sure that that process is a bit seamless, because we cannot expect people to leave the offices to queue up to sign up for NHIs before getting enrolled onto the private one. It's a bit of an inconvenience, so we're working in that regard as well to make sure that that is also a seamless operation. And this is what we intend to do.
Also in the news, last weekend, a team from the NHIS was present at Summertech Sports Stadium in Samaboy to register football fans who had gone to witness a football match between Summertech FC and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. This registration exercise forms part of the NHIS sponsorship deal with the 4 new Premier League entrants to get football lovers and their families to register onto the scheme. The NHIS team took time to educate the supporters on the scheme's benefit package and the newly introduced digital platform called My NHIS. Members who had not linked their NHIS cards to their Ghana cards were assisted by the NHIS team on site. At the end of the registration exercise, 216 football fans were enrolled in the scheme. Now to our final story. The Tano South District Office of the authority has embarked on a sensitization campaign dubbed My NHIS App Clinic. This is a special initiative deployed by the Tano South Office in Bichim to sensitize and offer hands-on training on NHIS mobile application platform following its launch in December 2022. The participants of the My NHIS App Clinic included all Year 1 and Year 2 students together with some staff of the St. Joseph College of Education. A total of 523 students and staff participated in the sensitization program. On this edition of Health Tip, we take a look at tooth infection. Now, this is how we wrap up on this week's edition of NHIS in a Week. For more stories, do log on to our website www.nhis.gov.gh or follow us on all our social media platforms displayed on the screens. My name is Angela Asiedu. Thanks for watching.